My eyes are so red. Got water in them in the shower. Oh, I did not do my mic test. Hello. Hopefully I sound okay. Okay. Hello, hello! Hey everybody, how's it going? I am damp and ready to talk. Ew. I regret everything I just said. Hopefully my Discord will alert people soon. Hey, welcome in! Sorry I look like this, like a wet rat. Not to be confused with rat soup. Although I suppose rats in rat soup would be wet? Anyway. Been a long last couple of days. It hasn't notified yet. We'll see, it usually takes about 2 minutes. So hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome in Now I'm Nothing. Welcome in Wasp, and welcome in Armand. Hey, White Poodle Puppy. Welcome in, welcome in. I don't know why I look like I'm crying. Ugh. Well, I do know why. I got water and shampoo in my eyes in the shower. Hello, hello. There we are. Never gonna people in here. Hey, Anthony. Hey, Tanika. Hey, user55. Thank you for the likes. Appreciate it. It does sting, yeah. Oh no, my phone's already getting behind. I'm having to go back to one of my old school setups tonight. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, I'm trying to take better care of my hair. I want it to look nice and pretty for the debates. Yeah, let me see if turning the lights on makes me look slightly less crazy. Nope, worse. That's worse somehow. Okay. Love that. Love that. Alright. Most criminals think policemen are a-holes as well. Pretty interesting. Well, I'm not a criminal, but I do also think that policemen are a-holes. A-cap. So. How many people are going to defend unaliving children? More than 0, and that's too many. I should debate Jesus and whatnot. Well, if they come in here, sure. That person really thought they did something with the, like, and criminals don't like policemen. Yeah, there's a lot of different people who don't like each other. Uh-oh. Mr. Maroon, thank you. Debate Jesus Christ himself. Well, Christ before Jesus had Jesus on stream today. I don't know if you guys saw, but Jesus from Harlem was there. On Christ before Jesus' stream. Crazy, isn't it? Thank you for the heart, Mies. Let's see. Oh my goodness, so many people already. Hey, how's it going? Oh, you're loading in. Talk again? You are not coming through the right output. Hold on. Yeah, something's going on with my audio. Give me a sec. I don't know why the hell it's coming out through my speakers. What? That is so strange. No, it's on the right output. I tested it too. I don't know why it's doing it wrong. I might have to. Give me just a sec. Because when I hear myself, so the output is set correctly. Stereo. That's the right one. Everything is set up correctly. Say something again?
Now it's low again.
Okay, now you're completely silent. Love that for me. I don't know. Okay, and now I can't hear myself either. Okay, something about when I bring a guest up is fucking it up.
Yeah. Maybe the channels of the
Okay, you guys can hear guest.
input
Okay,
output.
I cannot. I might have to restart and try to figure out what is going on here. This is not my usual setup. Well, it's my old usual setup. I'm gonna.
I mean, we can hear
be up
you,
here
but
just
it's
so
a
you
little
keep
bit
talking.
low.
So hopefully I can get this fixed.
As you wish.
Bear with me, please, y'all. I appreciate it.
Yeah, take your time. No hurry.
We're
Come
gonna
on.
try switching it to the wrong output, adding the right output, and then deleting the wrong one. Speak now.
A12, A112.
Nope. I don't understand what is happening. Is my volume mixer fucked up?
It's not that we can hear you. Of course, I can hear you, right? We are talking. It's just a little bit low. That's it.
I'm gonna try one more thing real quick. Say something now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Ah, I'm a genius.
Yes, you are.
All right.
Okay.
Thank goodness. Okay, welcome in. Hi, thank you for that. Oh god, now my camera's fucking up. It's fine. We're cool. Everything's good. Can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
My name Menkins. Age 35 plus. My pronouns: the king of the universe.
None of
Yeah,
those
he.
pronouns.
I'm kidding. Yeah, he. It's a
Okay.
he.
All right, Menkins, you a Christian?
No, I'm in Judaism.
Judaism, interesting. Well, I mean, same God then, I guess, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like they totally changed everything, but you know.
I mean, would you say that the God the Christians worship is just an evolution that they believe of your God?
No, I think it's totally different. Like the core principle are different. Their thought about salvation does not exist. They actually turn everything to wrong. Like if they think that a salvation is that if somebody don't believe in God is going to hell, like blaming everybody on earth that they're going to hell, that's completely nonsense. We don't believe in that.
Do you believe in a Messiah?
We're hoping for a Messiah. I mean, we have 6 different types of Messiah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I know that people usually don't know that. But, yeah, we have a priest Messiah, and it's in the Torah. We have a king Messiah. We have a Gentile Messiah, like Cyrus. Isaiah 45:1. You can see that it says, "And God Messiah, Cyrus," which was a Gentile Messiah. You call it Gentile. I don't like the word Gentile. It's like we don't use it. But it's like an outside Messiah. He was Persian. We have Nagid Messiah, which is in the book of Daniel. It's not the David Messiah. The Christian got it wrong. And so we have 6.
So I've got to ask, because a lot of times people that I talk to who do follow Judaism, they kind of admit that their God can be an a-hole sometimes. Do you also agree with that?
When needed, yeah, of course.
When needed? So was it needed to like condone slavery?
Enslavement, not slavery.
I'm not sure what
It's
distinction
a
you're trying
big
to make
difference.
there.
So there is of course, as you know, there is an inside law and the outside law. So the inside law of enslavement is because of financial issues. Outside law, you cannot because we have other laws, like we have laws that you're not allowed to kidnap a person.
Well,
So you
yeah, you're
cannot
not
just
allowed to kidnap a person into slavery, but you
Yeah,
are still allowed to buy slaves and take slaves. And when it's
exactly.
in war, it's not considered kidnapping because in Numbers 31, when they're ordered to take the virgin girls, it's not considered kidnapping. That's considered plunder.
Not exactly. It's
It is.
more of
They're called plunder.
what again? Sorry.
They're called plunder. They're told to take the girls
Plunder.
for
What is the
themselves.
word plunder? I'm sorry. What does it mean?
Like spoils of war.
Yeah, yeah. So in that case,
The girls.
there was seizing of a place. There was two cases there. One of them, they unalive all the men, of course, so there is nobody to take care of the women. Second of all, there was an insurgent by the women. They tempted the Israelite. That's why they unalived the ones that plotted against the Israelite.
And then what did they do with the ones that were virgins still?
They could not really do anything to them. I mean, you're not allowed to grape,
that's
of
not
course.
What the Bible says.
Show me.
Yeah, so in Numbers 31, it says to take the virgin girls for themselves. And in Deuteronomy, we get a very clear plan of what you're supposed to do with women that you take during war. You're supposed to shave their head and pare their nails, allow them 30 days to grieve their family in your house, and then you can have sex with them. If you decide that you don't want to keep her around, you can let her go. You can't sell her. But if you decide that you do want to keep her, then she has to remain your wife.
Right. So that's a specific thing that it's against. It's actually not for it. So it tells a person that in a time of war.
No, it tells them exactly how to do it. That's not opposing it.
If you want, I can explain. If not, that's fine. Like whatever you want.
God says you shall do this with them. That's not saying, oh no, don't do this. It's saying do this.
No, actually, it says you should not be tempted to go and grape a woman. Even if you feel like saying
at all what these verses say.
Then let's read it together.
Deuteronomy 21.
So, just to make it clear, it's Deuteronomy 21 to 24. You have several cases, of course, in 22 and 23, 24. Laws of divorce and getting married.
What I'm specifically talking about is the one under female captives in chapter 21, starting in verse 10. So, I'm reading the NRSV.
But that's a compilation of laws. It's like you don't just stop at one law. You need to read the whole compilation to understand.
I'm going to read the entire passage. My mic is about half the volume of the guest. Oh, that's not good. We're going to crank me up then. That's too much.
Go ahead. Yeah. So, which one? 21. Which one would you like to?
Yeah. So, since we're talking about female captives, I'm going to read the passage on female captives. So, starting in verse 10. So it says, when you go out to war against your enemies, and the Lord your God hands them over to you, and you take them captive, suppose you see among the captives a beautiful woman whom you desire and want to marry, and so you bring her home to your house. She shall shave her head, pare her nails, discard her captive's garb, and remain in your house a full month, mourning for her father and mother. After that you may go into her, that is, have sex with her, and be your husband, and she shall be your wife. But if you are not satisfied with her, you shall let her go free, and certainly not sell her for money. You must not treat her as a slave, since you have dishonored her.
Right. So that part of the case is claiming that in the time of war, if you have temptation to go and take a beautiful woman, you unalive a family. You should not, first of all, you should not grape her. You should not do anything to her. But in a case, just know.
No, that passage explicitly told them that they could grape her.
No, that's not what it says.
After that, you may go into her. What do you think that means? Because I do know what that means, and that means have sex with her.
If you want, I can explain. If not, that's fine. Whatever you like. I'm not a
I-
Christian. I'm
is
not
it
an
right? But is
apologist.
it going to be an explanation, or is it going to be you trying
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like
It's gonna be an
justify the
explanation.
fact that like the Bible
No,
explicitly
of
says
course not.
to grape them?
No, of course not. No.
Of course
It
not.
says that. Of course not. No, I'm not a Christian.
Words don't
We
mean
don't
words.
need to.
No, it's okay.
We
When it
we
says
have
and it-
laws.
when
We
it
have
says
rights.
you can
Also,
go into her, which literally means like penetrate her sexually, it doesn't mean have sex with her.
that in a case that somebody is doing that, that's a case. Doesn't say
In a
go
case
ahead and
that
do it.
somebody is doing that, yeah.
Yes.
That the only
Yeah.
time
So
laws apply are when that certain thing is happening.
if
That's
you
true
want,
of
I can
every
explain.
law.
If not, if you want to give me a minute, I listen. If you want, let's have a discussion. Like an adults. We're in adults. This is our
Okay,
laws.
so in part of this adult discussion, how are you going to explain the fact that it explicitly tells them that they can have sex with a woman they capture?
No, it doesn't say that.
It
That's
does, and
what I'm trying
everybody
to
in
tell
here
you.
just heard me read that out loud.
If you
After
want me
that,
to
you may
explain,
go
fine.
into her and be her husband, and she shall be your wife. What else does that mean?
So that's what I'm trying to say. So this kind of a case, you have three parts, right? You have that case that says, first of all, you should not do that, because if you should do that, you need to take
It
her as a
never
wife.
says you should not do
Now
that.
well, if you want me to explain, I will explain. If not,
Where does it say
we're
that?
not having a discussion.
Yeah,
I'm just about to explain,
want
and then you
I
stop
don't
me.
want your explanation. Tell me where in the text it says that.
Oh, so if you don't want me, I will tell you if you let me.
You keep going with preamble and like unrelated bullshit. Tell me where in the text it says you should not do that, because it explicitly tells them to do it and that they may do it.
Right. So that's related to, again, the compilation of law start in 21 and it go until 24. That's a compilation of law. It's like me saying, I can go, I don't know, I can do something because I'm read a half a law in some scriptures. It's like me saying, you see, you're going to jail, you get 3 meals for the rest of your life.
Megan,
That's a
none of this
prize
is
that you
telling me
get for
where it
unaliving
says
the
that they
person.
shouldn't do this. I asked you a
So-
very specific question. Where does it say that they should
yeah, I'm
not
trying
do
to answer.
this? You're not trying
So
to
when it
answer. You're
says
trying to
that-
distract from the point. So where does it say it?
Right. So it says that in Deuteronomy 22, at the
What
end,
verse?
number 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, it's a case of raping a woman. And it clearly tells him
That's
that if
not-
you do it,
that's-
you
no,
should
no,
take
no,
her
no,
as
no.
a wife. That's
That
exactly
says-
what it says.
That has nothing to do with war captives. This is specifically
Yes,
about
it is.
war captives. That's what we're talking about.
No, it's the same. It's two
Passage
it's
in
two
Deuteronomy
chapters
22,
together.
there are multiple instances of grape explained there. None of them are about taking women from war.
Of course
none
it
of
is.
them.
It's the same. It says
No,
you
it's,
should
it's
take
not.
her as a woman, right?
You're very much lying. Where
Wait.
in the passage where it describes what you can do with female captives does it tell you not to grape them? Because it explicitly says
Because
that
it's
after a
explained
full
to you.
month, you may have sex with her and she shall be your wife. So why are you lying about what the text says?
I'm not lying. That's
You
the
are
law.
lying
It's a
because
compilation of law.
You claimed that in that passage it said that they should not do it, but it explicitly tells them that they may do it. And it tells them
Yeah,
how
because
to do
look,
it.
look at the verse. Look at the verse.
I've read it to
in
you multiple
number
times already.
14, right? In number 14 in Hebrew, it says that you have tortured, asher anita, that you have tortured. So if you tortured a woman, you go to the law that claim that if you're torturing a woman, you need to pay for that. And you need to pay her for the rest of her life.
But it
And not
does
just
not
that, you
say
cannot- you
that.
cannot- It's exactly saying that because it's the same compilation of laws.
It's not in the text. You are adding it
It
to
is
this
in the
portion
text,
of the
22.
text.
Yes, it is 22, 25 to 29. It is in the text.
That's a completely different. That's a completely different set of
No, it's
circumstances that
not.
you're talking about.
No, it's not. You want it to be different. It's not. For us, it's not. It's a compilation of
This-
laws. If somebody rape a woman, it doesn't matter if it's a captive of war or not a captive of war. He have to marry her in a contract, but he cannot. 1 second, please.
That
He
it does not
cannot.
say that. You're lying.
One,
It
one
does not
second.
say
Yes,
that.
it is. Yes.
No, I'm
Yes,
not going
it's
to
a
1 second when
compilation
you're
of
telling
laws.
blatant lies. It never ever
Okay,
says.
but it's not a lie. That's our laws. What
I
do you mean?
just read it out to you, and it did not say that.
Yeah, that's one case. You have 4 or 5 cases after that, and then it explained in a
But
case
that does not
that
cover
you-
the war
somebody-
captives because they were not granted the same rights as Israelite women.
Of course they are. course they are.
No, they are not. Could you randomly
Show me
claim
where.
an Israelite woman with
What do you mean?
and slay her father and mother and then take her as a wife? Could you do that to Israelite
So,
women?
yeah. So why does it says that they have to take responsibility and take her as a wife? If she's just a person that you need to grape and that's it, why
it doesn't
have
say
to
that you have to take her as a wife.
Yes, it is. It's exactly what
no,
he said.
if you are not satisfied with her, you shall let her go free.
No, that's before. That's after. He said, if you don't do that, but in the verse before it says, if you ba'alta, if you do that, you should have her as a wife, and then
but if you are
go
not
to the
satisfied with her, you shall let her go free.
Exactly. If you don't do anything, right? If you don't do that,
that means after you have sex with her, if you are not satisfied with her, you shall let her go free.
Says if you
now
don't
I get
do
it.
that.
You're willfully misinterpreting. No, it says
I'm not.
You may go into her and she shall be your wife, but if you're not satisfied with her as a wife, she shall.
If you don't want her,
you shall let her go free.
No, it's again. You have to take her as a wife. If
what would the satisfaction be? What would be lacking in satisfaction?
It doesn't say satisfaction in Hebrew. It says chafatzta. Chafatzta, if you don't want her. In Hebrew, it's different.
In Hebrew, it's different. So it says, if you don't want her, you shall let her go free.
No. Again, if you didn't do that...
What does it say then? Right?
Look, if it says you should have her as a wife, you have to do that. And that's go by graping law. And by graping law... One second.
No, you're avoiding my question, and I'm sick of you avoiding my questions. What does the Hebrew say?
No, I'm not.
Tell me what the Hebrew says,
The Hebrew says chafatzta, if you don't desire her.
If you don't
do that.
Why did they take her in the first place? Oh, God damn it.
You should not do that. That's the issue. It's in a case that somebody do this horrendous thing, he should comply by the law.
No,
he cannot just abuse a woman.
No, it is explicitly saying...
No, it says in a case that somebody is doing that.
Suppose you see among the captives a beautiful woman whom you desire and want to marry, and so you bring her home to your house. She shall shave her head, pare her nails, discard her captive's garb, and remain in your house a full month, mourning for her father and mother. After that, you may go into her and be her husband, and she shall be your wife. But if you're not satisfied with her, again, after having sex with her, you shall let her go free and certainly not sell her for money. You must not treat her as a slave since you have dishonored her. And that dishonor specifically relates to sexual dishonor.
No, it doesn't say that. It said in Hebrew, it says, and if you did not desire her, you set her free.
The reason they captured her in the first place is because they desired her.
If you want
me
to explain to you, fine, but we don't have a discussion.
All right, have a good... You're not going to talk over me the entire fucking time. Avoid all of my questions and then remain up on my platform. What sort of dialogue are we going to have? You are willfully misinterpreting what the text says to try to fit your own narrative. You are just refusing to, like, blatantly read the text of the scripture. That's incredibly frustrating. And yeah, it's obvious that you just wanted to feel like you won a debate because it's based on your comment, because I'm giving you like a thorough description of why you were a dishonest interlocutor, and you're just like, you got cooked. So it's obvious you didn't actually care about this, and that's why you're willing to just lie the entire time about what the scripture says. Anyway, how are we doing tonight? Yeah, it's easy to get rid of all the yucky stuff in the Bible if you just blatantly lie about what you're reading. No, it's saying you shouldn't do those things. That's why it says that you can and shall do those things. I just used 2 laws, you font. Fuck, you're so right, Menkins. I didn't even consider that. Thank you. Thank you for just use 2 laws, I font. I appreciate it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't read the Bible, because the Bible itself is, like, damning. Great argument. They'll literally say, you're not supposed to just read the Bible. You have to read how, like, post-biblical interpretation tries to rectify all the bullshit that's in the Bible. Then you'll agree with the Bible. Start calling people a font as an insult. Total papyrus move. Why is my scrolling not working? Actus, I just know if I invited you up, you'd say, go ahead. I just know it. I just know. I feel it in my bones. If I invited you up, you'd say, so that's just... Alright, I'm gonna read then Pounded by Produce, my favorite VeggieTales-inspired smut book. If I'm supposed to read everything. Because I just, you know, what is life without a woman getting fucked by sentient produce? You think I'm a Windings? You flatter me. Which is the real Bible? Good question. Yeah, happy hump day, everybody. Woo-wee. Sorry I was off last night. We had a minor medical emergency, but everyone's gonna be okay. Says he's an asshole but believes in the flood. I do not believe in the flood. You misread one of my other prompts. Why does everyone misread that prompt? Which part are we reading? Well, we were just reading from Deuteronomy 21, where it details how you can grape a war captive. Because it says, after that you may go into her and be her husband. That's permission to grape her. It's not saying, oh no, don't do it. It says, you may go grape her. Are you kidding me? Most can barely read to begin with. Unfortunately, that is pretty accurate about the literacy rate in this country. You want to make an abortion joke right now? Well, go ahead, say it. You don't want to kill the joke before you tell it. I'm back in my little closet tonight, which is why I'm so enclosed and red-faced and eyes are watery. I know it looks like I'm on something, like I'm elevated. Not elevated. Never really have been. Seems like fun. Not my thing, though. I can come out of the closet. Oh, thank God. Guys, I'm kidding. Do real women, ooh, dog whistle, deserve privacy and dignity from objectively male people in sex-segregated spaces? Ew, gross. Real women. Well, trans women are real women. You're elevated enough for both of us? Hell yeah. Are you guys able to see the guest box, at least? Want to make sure it's functional. Oh boy.
Alright, hey, how are you?
Oh, you're a child. Be on. Foul, demon. You're a child. You cannot have children up on a TikTok live. Best. No guest box without a guest. Oh no. I know what I must do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it. No fetus zone. You're so right. Please have some respect and not be called a demon. Sorry, Hellspawn. I'll never call you a demon again. Go back to your father, Asmodeus or whoever. I don't fucking know. There we are. That's my alt account from a theater group that I am/was a part of. You wouldn't call me things like that. That's why we're immature. But it's so funny. Oh, devil. I appeal to thee to go to John's house and steal all the snacks out of the pantry. All of John's favorite snacks. Steal them, devil. Hope that helps.
What's up, brother?
Hey, can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
I'm skeptical.
It's one of those.
I'm
a trick
21.
question? Okay.
Yeah.
One more to go.
Wait, what's the final question?
What pronouns we should use for you? Because there's like a chat, so they're gonna talk.
Oh,
about
I'm a
you.
male.
That's nice. What pronouns should we use for you?
Oh, he, him. That's typically what you call males.
No. I know plenty of people who are male and don't use he, him, so.
Oh, yeah, that's because they're mentally ill, probably.
Oh, what mental illness do they have?
I don't know. It's some type of mental illness.
What type? If you're bold enough to say that, what type?
It's probably some type of mental illness, like I just said.
Yeah, but like, when you go into a psychiatrist, they're not like, I diagnose you with mental illness. So like, what diagnosis do you think?
I mean, I'm not a psychiatrist.
Oh, so maybe like you don't know jack about shit and should shut the fuck up about it?
Can I give you some looks maxing tips?
I really don't want them from you. I'd rather
Why
take them
not?
from someone who's probably like felt the touch of a woman before, you know?
I mean, you're sub 5. I don't know what you're talking about.
Appreciate that, thank you, but I'm actually almost 6 feet tall. Whereas
Okay.
you're probably also sub 5 inches. Have a good one. You've subbed for a 5? Hell yeah! Are there rules against children here? Well. People are gonna grandstand on the pronoun question. That's usually how shit's gonna go. Slice, good to see you in chat. You're 3 but can cook Kenobi. That's mean to yourself. Not the can cook part. That's cool. It's nice to like have familiar faces now, or familiar screen names now. Where I'm like, oh, this person's in here all the time. It's good to see y'all. I've talked about it a little bit, well, on in some places, but Inumaki no Egi, you have become familiar, yes. Joshua, aka Rat Soup, took a fall yesterday, fucked up his arm. He's gonna be okay, but he broke it and dislocated it pretty bad. So we spent a lot of time in the hospital last night. So no stream, cause yeah, someone broke the soup. He's doing better than he was last night. He's right outside, so he can probably hear me. I love you. But yeah, I was not feeling great. Oh, you do shoulder elbow research. Well, he had a radial head fracture and severe dislocation. Ooh, interesting. Aw, y'all love him too. I'll be sure to tell him. Hey,
Hello.
can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
Yes, 30 years old. My
Do you go
name
by
is
Scott?
Scott.
Okay.
Yes.
I didn't know if that was like...
And I'm he, him.
cool. What religion are you?
I'm a Catholic.
Catholic. All right. Well, I hate to tell you, but your God's a kind of an a-hole.
I don't agree.
I would
I
assume
mean,
so, but do you want to go through some of the a-holery?
yeah, I don't agree that he's an a-hole at all.
Yeah, one that I kind of like to talk about sometimes is like Bathsheba and David's first baby. Are you familiar with the story?
Bathsheba and David's first baby?
Mm-hmm.
No, what is that?
Yeah, so, King David, he lusted after Bathsheba, and he took her and he raped her, and she bore him a child. David didn't want to get in trouble for sleeping with a married woman, so he sent off her husband to die at war, and he did. Woohoo! God gave David a two-part punishment. The first part of which was that the baby that Bathsheba had got sick for 7 days and then died. And then the second part of the punishment was that David's son Absalom would take a bunch of David's concubines / wives and rape them in broad daylight.
Yeah.
So
It's like
the first part,
generational curses from sin.
yeah, but is it just to punish someone for a crime they didn't commit?
You might not think so, but someone who got punished for a crime that they didn't commit, well, like, um, they will get paid back tenfold.
So that baby who got sick and died, how did they get paid back?
They're in heaven. 100%.
Okay, so it's okay to kill a baby because it goes to heaven?
Yeah, because this life is like a blink of an eye, basically. So
Does that apply
an
to all
eternal
babies?
life in heaven. Yeah.
Yeah, does that apply to all
All
babies?
Yeah, for all babies.
So then wouldn't we kind of have a moral imperative to unalive every baby so that we know they go to heaven instead of risking them going to hell?
No.
Why not?
Because then you're gonna go to hell.
But if
It's
just one
sin to
if just one
unalive
me
anybody.
if just one me goes to hell to save millions of babies' lives and souls, not lives, because killing them, right? So to send millions of babies to heaven at the cost of one soul, wouldn't that be a pretty good trade?
No, because your soul is very important too.
What about all their souls?
Well, we can have all of the souls.
Statistically, no. I mean, only like a third of the population right now is Christian, so by those standards, only a third of people are going to go to heaven. So if I go and
You don't
unalive all the
necessarily have to
babies,
be
2/3 of those babies would have gone to hell.
You don't necessarily have to be a Christian or be under that label of Christian to go to heaven.
So what do you have to do to go to heaven?
You just need to stop sinning, repent, and turn away from your sins.
So is it the stop sinning part or the repent that gets you to heaven?
Well, the repenting is stopping your sin.
Oh, repenting is not just stopping sin. Repenting would be showing like regret for your sins or like being apologetic for your sins, right? So there's a difference in like no longer sinning and repenting, because Christians continue to sin.
Yeah,
like
well,
by their own admission.
We all sin, and it's very hard for us to stop. That's why we're covered by God's grace.
So no one stops sinning. No one stops sinning.
Yeah,
so that's
no
not
one
the
is
same.
worthy.
It's the repenting. Did the babies repent?
It's actually not even the repenting, it's God's grace, right?
God's
That's
grace.
The most important thing that gets us into heaven.
Okay, so goalpost shifted, got it. So God's grace is what saves people. So does God extend his grace to everyone?
Mm-hmm. Yes, every single person.
Everyone gets to go to heaven?
Yeah, through Jesus Christ we have been saved.
That's so regardless. So I can say like fuck Jesus with a rusty knife and still go to heaven?
Well, that would be rejecting your free gift. right?
But you
If
didn't
don't want
say
the
that you had
free
to
gift,
you didn't say it was based on like me accepting it. You just said it was based on like God's grace.
well, God doesn't want to go against your free will, so He won't force you into heaven, right? So
Oh,
you
so
just have
he's
to.
polite enough to respect me by torturing me for all eternity.
No, it's not God torturing you. It would be Satan.
Well, who created hell?
That would be Satan.
Satan created hell, so there's something that God didn't create?
Yeah, hell actually doesn't exist yet.
It
So
doesn't
it
exist
will
yet.
be
So
created.
all the people before me who have said fuck Jesus with a rusty knife and died, where have they gone?
They're in Hades waiting for judgment.
We're getting into the Greek pantheon now? What the fuck?
Well, this is the Bible.
Yeah.
And yes, the Bible was, I guess, originally written in Greek, the New Testament. So I guess, yeah, Greek.
So the Greek gods are real? Can I go to Elysium?
I would
Is that
say
an
they
option?
are.
Can I go? I would
I
definitely
would
want to
say
go
the
to
Greek
Elysium.
gods, the Hindu god, the Greek gods, the Hindu gods, all of them, they are uh, fallen angels, created by the
Fallen
fallen angels or fallen
angels.
angels themselves. Yeah.
Interesting. Wow, you are one hell of a heretic. I do want to ask though,
No,
going
I
back to like
read the Bible and go by the Bible.
the Bible doesn't say
I
anything
change
about
nothing
the
in the
Greek
Bible.
gods being fallen angels.
Sure
I think you
does.
just
The
kind of
fallen angels
pulled
came
that out of your
down.
pooper a little bit.
No. What? Can you figure out the dates? Figure out the dates. So pre-flood, pre-Garden of Eden.
Well, there was no flood.
These
And there was no
fallen
Garden of Eden, so
pre-Garden.
kind of a bad frame of reference. Can you give me a frame of reference
but
based
in the
off of something
story,
real? Hi, sorry, no, Scott.
No,
Can you
we're
give me a
going
frame of
by
reference based off
going by
something real?
No, we're going by the Bible. So in the Bible,
Oh, well, none of that's real,
pre-flood
so I don't give a
and
fuck.
pre-Garden of Eden. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. Say it's not real, but in the story, in your fake story, right? You don't think it's real. In the story, it says that the fallen angels came down and taught all of the world how to work with metals. They taught them false religions. They taught them how to do architecture. They taught them all sorts of different things.
Where does it say that they were the Greek gods?
Yeah, you got to read the Bible, read the Apocrypha. Have you ever read the Apocrypha?
I've read the Bible. Where is it in the Bible?
Which Bible?
Because you said it was, right?
Yeah, but which Bible?
Which Bible? What do you mean? I've read KJV, I've read
Yeah,
NIV,
there's
I've read
multiple different
NRSV,
Bibles.
I've read ESV.
Yeah, but
I've
have
read
you ever read the?
RESPECT,
Have you
find
read?
out what it means to me.
I don't think you have, because
You
you're
don't
not
think
even.
I have?
You don't even know about the fall. Yeah, you don't even know about the fallen angels.
Okay,
How
gotta
could you
do this
not
fucking
know
party
about
trick again. Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, Galatians, Ephesians, Philippians, Colossians, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Titus, Philemon, Hebrews, James, 1st and 2nd
Yeah.
Peter, 1st, 2nd, 3rd John, Jude, and Revelation. Suck my dick, Scott. You're
Yeah,
so boring. All right.
So how do you not? How did you not?
Next up. Hey, can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
Hello, my name is Joe. I'm 19 years old. I sound young, I'm not young. My pronouns are he, him. I do
What
not
year were you born,
really
Joe Mama?
feel that.
Yeah, I shouldn't have to think about that one. Yeah, you didn't know what year you were born. I'm not really comfortable letting you back up here, kid. Did I see an engineer? Hey, engineer. Good to see you. Scott, you were boring as hell. And just going off on weird fucking rabbit holes that frankly I have no interest in. Because I was trying to like keep you on the subject of the Bible. Joshua's resting up. Rough night, but we made it through. I I'll accept a friendly up to ask a quick question, but usually I wouldn't. It's doing the thing again. I'm sorry, I look like a living nightmare. Moisturize me. What year were you born?
All right, sorry about that. I screwed out the app. I was born in 2007.
What
All right,
month?
hello. March 3rd. Okay, so first thing, I heard a little bit of your thing with Scott, and you guys were talking about what it takes to go to heaven. Could you tell me your standpoints on that?
Jesus. Hold on, can you move your mic away from whatever, like, 1,000 grit sandpaper you have it on?
I'm sorry.
Alright. Yeah, I don't think heaven is real, I don't think God is real, so I don't think there is anything that someone has to do to get to heaven, because it doesn't exist.
All right. Do you have a, like, because honestly, you just came up on my For You page. So, do you have, like, a reason why you don't believe in heaven? So I can have some background info?
Don't believe God's real.
Any reason for that? Just upbringing or
Lack of evidence. I was
just...
brought up Christian. My god, I'm sorry. It does such creepy fucking things to my
Okay.
face when it lags. I don't know why it keeps focus on my eyes and mouth, but everything else gets pixelated. I'm just gonna be nightmare fuel for some people. Whatever. Go ahead, kid.
So, would it offend if I say you were going to heaven?
You said I was going to
Would it
heaven.
offend you?
It wouldn't necessarily offend me, but I wouldn't believe you because I don't think it's real. It's like telling me I'm gonna go to Atlantis.
I understand. What about, like, the proof? Isn't it weird that we have the world's 3 biggest religions are all founded by the same one guy? And then years later,
They're not all
like,
founded by the
much
same one guy.
longer,
What are you talking about?
the main 3 religions, Islam, Judaism, and Catholic or Christianity, are all founded by Abraham, the father of religion. They all have ties to him.
I would argue that while they are all called Abrahamic religions and they all have ties to him, the foundation of the religion would be like what differentiates it from the other. So I would say that, like, Jesus Christ.
Then by that logic, okay, so I see where you're coming from, but then the foundation of Christianity is Jewish beliefs, and because
but
if
it's beyond that, right? Because if it was just Jewish beliefs, it'd still be Judaism. So the different part, the fact that they believe Jesus as Messiah, that's what differentiates it from Judaism. And Muhammad, who doesn't see Jesus as Messiah, is what differentiates Islam.
Personally, I think Muhammad was a false prophet based off the many contradictions there.
Lies. Well, the Bible's also full of contradictions, I can tell you.
Where?
So many.
The Catholic Bible, by the way. Catholic. Could I have an example of a story?
You have an example of a story? What story? Or, sorry, were you asking me? It sounded like you said because
do you think Adam and Eve is... do you think Adam and Eve is a contradiction? First story in the Bible.
What do you mean? How are people a contradiction?
Could that contradict anything in the future?
I don't think you understand what contradictions are.
Something that's going back on whatever is said later?
No.
That can disprove something?
No, it would be specifically when you're presenting a premise and it's, like, opposite or the negative of that premise and saying that they're both true. Hey, Cyber.
Yeah, well, a negative of the Adam and Eve story would be that there's not enough, that realistically we can't start out with 2 people, you know? Because as Catholic, I believe that Adam and Eve is...
That's just a refutation. That's
okay. What do you mean then? Then I was just trying to ask you if that's because I know a lot of people who are atheists or agnostic that just say I'm not Christian because contradictions, and that's the first one they bring up.
Yeah, that's not a contradiction. A contradiction would be the fact that, like, in one version of the creation story, it says that animals were created first, and in another version, it says that humans were created first. Those cannot both be true.
Do you know the history of the creation stories?
Can I finish what I was saying first, please?
I'm sorry.
It's a contradiction because it cannot both be true that animals were created before man and man was created before animals. That's what makes it a contradiction. So while it is true that like two individuals could not have caused like an entire population because there'd be too much inbreeding, that's not really a contradiction. That's just evidence against the idea of Adam and Eve.
I'm sorry, I should have been more direct. The reason why I was getting at that is because Catholics don't believe that was a real story. They believe it's a myth because they base everything by historical and scientific facts. The one being for that is that the time that you can tie back the Adam and Eve story being created is right when they were captured in Babylon. And that was a tell to give people hope, which is why there were so much different versions of it. So that's what I was saying, because people say, why is there two versions of that? Which I completely understand. That's why Catholics regard that story as a myth. We take it like in a myth standpoint. Like
you're like sanding your microphone again. Please keep it away from other surfaces.
My bad.
It's just very, very loud.
My bad.
Yeah, so I don't think that any of the stories in the Bible are true. So like the flood, not true. Adam and Eve, not true. The Exodus, not true. The plagues, not true.
Okay, so you mentioned Exodus just now. What about the scientific proofs? Because you know the scientific proof of the BS saying Noah's Ark was real? That's not real because there's proof disproving it. What about the proof that proves, and they can't disprove it, that the Red Sea actually did exist for Moses' time? Not in the exact standpoints the Bible talks about, because they didn't have the same concept at the time we did.
All right. Well, you just said like the word proof 10 million more times than you needed to. I'm
Here's the issue. I've noticed that every time
that there was a sea that existed. Okay. That's not okay. Well, he couldn't disprove the proof that they disproved of the proof because the proof wasn't proof that the disprove. Hello there. I know that you're friendly, but can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
White Poodle Puppy. My age is 47 and she, her.
Well, hello, White Poodle Puppy. You said that you wanted to come up and ask a question, is that right?
Yes. It's just something that someone said before when they said you'll go to hell and Satan will torture you. What I've never understood is why would he do that? If he's a fallen rebel angel that set up camp in heaven, he's the enemy of God. So if God has kicked me out and I can only go there, wouldn't I be his friend?
You would think like the enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of thing. But Christians have to make him like comically evil to the point where his motivations make no sense. They have to have their scapegoat bad guy. So they're just like, he's the most evil ever to evil. But then you ask him like, well, what did he do? And they'll be like, well, he's gonna do bad things. Okay.
Yeah. I know. I was raised Catholic and I've always gone, but that makes no sense. He was always on our side.
Yeah. It's
and then when my friend showed me the Satanic Bible and she had all these points, I'm like, that's actually have some really good points there. Why would he do that? But yeah, that's all I wanted to come up and say when that guy says he will torture you. And I'm like, have you thought this through? That makes no sense.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be like an allyship sort of thing where it's just like mutual respect. Like, you don't like God? Me neither. But
yeah, you'll be kicking it down there. You'll have a great time.
Hell yeah. All the gays are going to be there, apparently. Woo-woo!
All right, thanks heaps. Bye.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming up. And I agree with chat. You have a lovely voice. Pumpkin Baby, abiogenesis is well supported. So I'm not sure what you're going off on. Next up, we have my favorite John Carpenter movie, Hello, the Thing. What is your name, age, and pronouns?
You can just call me Ziggy. I'm 46, and any standard pronouns work for me.
Any of them. All right.
Yeah.
What religion are you?
Oh, very much atheist, but I come
Hell
from a
yeah.
Christian background. I used to be a Christian missionary, in fact.
I went on a few mission trips myself, but not as like a career sort of thing, just as a church participation
Yeah,
sort of thing.
I spent about 3 years.
Oh wow. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Well, may I ask why you wanted to join up tonight?
Well, I was just gonna reference, they're talking about hell, and my thought recently has just been, if you think about it, if hell exists, that means God has plenty of room for all souls. He's got a place to put the ones that don't believe in him and a place to put the ones who believe in him. Great. Well, what kind of God would make one of those places require torture?
Oh yeah. Doesn't need to. Could have made a second
And
heaven.
that's,
Could have gone back and forth between the heavens, whether or not we wanted to be around God. Yeah, people try to put constraints on God and be like,
yeah,
well, he had to make this place where everybody gets tortured. He just had to do it, but he's all powerful, but also he had
right.
to.
And I'm just like, you're trying to tell me this is a good God. And more, I'm just on the page of, if anybody ever convinced me again that he exists, I'm pretty sure that I would flip him off and go to hell in protest rather than worship him, because, as your caption says there, he's a major a-hole. He's
Major
just
a-hole.
not.
I
The
love the
book
tweet.
describes
It's
him
like,
as not being a good guy.
I've heard that, I forget, I think it was like a drill tweet that was like, I'll face God and walk backwards into hell.
Yeah. I mean, you're trying to tell me this is a loving God who sent his son to, live 30 years and then have one bad weekend, which somehow balances out approximately 2 billion souls, give or take a few million, and how that works, eternity for a few billion people versus a weekend for one dude. And, not like he suffered. I mean, yeah, it was a bad weekend. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't want to go there,
Yeah.
but then
I would
it was
argue,
over.
I would argue that he already knew exactly what that experience would feel like if he's all-knowing. So
Yeah,
he's been in that state before. Essentially, he knows exactly how it would feel. So it wasn't even the first time going through that sort of pain.
right. So I'm just like, oh, I also wanted to hit earlier. Somebody mentioned
Kurt,
the
holy shit! Thank you for the galaxy. Sorry, Ziggy. One
nice.
moment. I also saw someone Let's Fall Asleep with Goat. You don't know how hard I had to control myself not to just scream. Just as loud as I could. I have terrible impulse control. Sorry, Ziggy. Go on.
No problem. I also wanted to reference the Adam and Eve story. The reason those two versions are out of order is because they're both folk tales. They absolutely follow the format of folk tales from that region, from that time period, down just point by point. They check every single box. It was never meant to be an origin of the universe story. It was meant to be a story for young boys about how life is going to be, that you're going to grow up, you're going to have a woman brought to you by your father, and then you're going to work a farm. That's the story. And to take it and go, oh, and it's a literal rib, and it's a literal Garden of Eden and literal flaming sword.
Oh, were you ever
now
told
you've
that
just
men
missed
have
all
more
the
ribs
points.
than women? I was told men have more ribs when I was younger.
I believed that, well, other way around, because of course the rib was taken from the man.
Oh, sorry, yes, other way around.
And
I believe that men had
yeah,
fewer ribs because God had taken one away to give to women.
I
was
believed
told that
far longer than I'd care to admit. I probably was about 23 when I was set straight on that one. I really just, I'm not proud of that.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and you're probably familiar with Kent Hovind and all of his mess.
I mean, Dr. Dino himself?
Yeah, so I was raised on that. And so I thought I had all the answers and all of the corrections for people who had it wrong. And just now I look back at it and I'm just like, oh, wow, I was kept so ignorant in such specific ways.
Yeah.
It's painful.
It's Ken Ham for me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kent Hovind and Can Ham both just twisted so many people's minds. And you know, they bring up evidence, quote unquote, but it's like, okay, have you bothered to check on the people who checked on those things ever? Because not a single thing holds up. I'm now, like I said, I'm now 46 years old, and I haven't found a single apologetic argument from when I was younger that actually has any veracity at all. Which, considering how deep I got, that's a lot.
Yeah.
So,
It's for me, it was going off to college where I learned so much, just about the world, and learned how far behind I was compared to my peers, and it
yeah,
definitely felt like a disservice had been done to me because I'd had such a subpar education, particularly in the sciences.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was homeschooled to boot, so it's
Ugh.
yeah, just very prescribed all the way. And I love my parents, I do, but they did what they thought was best for me. But looking back, and they really held me back an awful lot.
Yeah.
So
Well, I do appreciate you coming up. I do have an op in the box, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. But thank you for coming on up.
sounds good.
Talk to you
Keep
later, Ziggy.
keep being up.
Oh, thank you. Me and my partner both always cut people off just a smidge too early. Hey, can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
You said 37. You said what?
Name, age, and pronouns.
Charles.
You said Charles?
Him. 37.
All right,
That's right.
Charles. So I saw you were saying some things in the comments. Do you want to talk about that a little bit, about how I don't know anything about science?
Well, I was talking to chat, but no, you said there's evidence for abiogenesis. What's the evidence for abiogenesis?
Yeah, I would say the presence of amino acids found from space, the result of the Miller-Urey experiment, the synthesizing.
Okay,
of
hold
that
on, hold
57
on.
Sorry,
Hold
I'm
on a
not done
second.
yet. Charles,
Hold on, let's
not
stop
done
one.
yet.
Let's
You
stop
asked
at a
me
time.
question.
One at a time.
You asked me a question, Charles.
Okay, let me grab my pen and paper so I don't lose track of what you're saying.
Thank you. Yeah, try to keep up. And I would say that the synthesizing of that, it's 57 codon E. coli genome.
Are you still there?
I'm over here.
Okay, so you're saying, okay, you said the amino acids found in outer space. So they found nucleobases in outer space. Do you know what a nucleobase is?
Oh, what's a nucleotide? What's a nucleotide?
No, not a
indicated by
nucleotide.
peptide bonds?
A nucleobase is a nucleotide without a sugar, basically. That's what that is. You didn't know that?
What's DNA? My brain hurts.
So notice all she can do is make a mocking voice because she hasn't studied it. She, like I said, just because you're
Bitch,
an
I have a
atheist
fucking
doesn't mean that
bachelor's
you
in
know
bio.
science.
Bitch, I have a bachelor's
I
in
know
bio.
science because I've studied the science. That's why you're doing the little voice, and I accidentally requested
science.
up, frankly.
Yeah,
but I was
I
being
studied
polite.
science.
But yeah,
wait,
I'll go back down to
my
chat.
God.
That's why
I have a fucking degree in this shit, dude. You're trying to
talk to
mansplain the most basic
Have a
aspects
good
of
one.
biology to someone who has a fucking
Yeah, I'd rather talk to
degree
chat than you.
in it. Yeah, go fucking talk to chat, asshole. He's trying to tell me what fucking nucleo. Way to fucking run, Charles. Oh, I started making voices at you. I'm so fucking sorry. You were trying to insult my intelligence and my knowledge of biology, which is my field of study. Atheist Community of Austin. I think I know who might be running the account. Good to see you, and I would love for people to see me and engineer team up together. Oh no, you muted him! That's rough. Anyway. Did I rattle that off from memory, or do I have a list? Oh, that shit's from memory. Men trying to mansplain biology to me. I'm not gonna take it. I'm really fucking not. Because if they can't even tell me what DNA stands for, then I'm not gonna listen to their opinion in anything related to biology. And the fact that he thought just like talking about like nucleotides and sugars made him a scientist. Also, hi Girls Gone Godless in chat. Good to see y'all. Why is the US so poorly educated and superstitious? Well, it kind of goes hand in hand. We see a lot of like anti-intellectualism in religious communities because there tends to be a relationship between people becoming better at critical thinking and leaving religion. Egg rolls. Yep, that's right. You've written rap jingles like Joel's for Mythos. Aw, hell yeah. Hey, fellow bio student, hell yeah! I finally graduated. In 2024. I act like it was super, super recent. I started out doing computer science. Then COVID hit, and I was paying so much money for an online degree. So I'm like, I'm gonna switch over to a different school that's a lot cheaper. And at the time, I was kind of wanting to be a park ranger. And one of the degrees that they said they would accept was bio. So moved over into that. A lot of my coursework was about evolution specifically, like my concentration was in organismal evolution. But I also did some work with marine bio, some work with genetics. So I'm like laboratory trained and doing PCR and CRISPR and Western blot, a whole bunch of techniques. So yeah, for him to come in here and basically try to be like, so do you know what an amino acid is? Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. You're glad that I found a way to get the attention I crave? Thank you. Always nice to read comments from a fan. What even is ATP? It's gonna be adenosine triphosphate. Hope that helps. It's like someone asking you if you know what a snake is. Yeah, but like, have you ever heard of a snake before? Because some people see legless lizards and they think it's a snake, but it's like actually not. And I just want to make sure that you understand that like they're not snakes, right? Because like a snake's body is gonna be like almost all the way to the end with just like a short tail, whereas a legless lizard's gonna be like just a little bit of body and then about half of its length is gonna be tail. I just want to make sure that you know this. So a snake be Slytherin. You're welcome. Define a snake. What's your epistemology for snakes? Snakes don't blink, that's true. And legless lizards do, but snakes don't have eyelids. You're a Ravenclaw? Hell yeah. Do I know what a fetus is? Something I never want to have.
I'll give you a hint. It's not a weekly jam session. The answer is they're all arranged in tables. Go ahead and check out your email.
Hello. Welcome up,
Oh
David.
no, I was doing courses and pushed a button. My bad.
Well, thanks for coming up.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Look at me, I'm getting accidental requests. I'm like a real streamer now. The AI voice. Oh no! Thank you for coming up so sad. Can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
He, him, Keith, and 38.
All right, Keith. What's your religion or lack thereof?
Christian.
Christian. All right. Well, I am so sorry to say this, Keith, but the Christian God is a major a-hole. Not even minor. Not a minor a-hole. We don't talk about minors a-holes in here. But major one.
Okay. So how do you support that position?
Yeah, a lot of things. So we can talk about like the atrocities that he committed. We can talk about the fact that all of creation is kind of set up in a pretty fucked up way, or the fact that Jesus' sacrifice was meaningless and accomplished nothing.
Okay. Do you want to start with one of them and then talk to me about it?
We can, we can start with whichever one you'd like. Did any of those really stand out to you and make you go, nah?
Let's just start with the first one.
Atrocities. Cool. So I would say,
Cool.
Again,
the Christian God committed atrocities, and go ahead.
Yeah, so like condoning slavery, tons of genocides, wiping out all those people and animals in the flood. Just
okay. So you believe that the Christian God did that because you believe in univocality, right?
Well, I don't believe that the Christian God actually exists. So to say that he did that, not
I mean,
in
like
reality.
if you were to put your, do you believe in univocality in the Bible?
I mean, not necessarily, but I'm not sure.
Well, not necessarily, or you do. I mean, because that's a big difference. Because I personally don't. But if you believe in univocality, so do you believe in univocality? Because you're making this claim.
Yeah, like I said, not necessarily.
Wait. Okay. So what is the justification for your claim?
The justification for my claim? Which claim?
Yeah. The one you just said.
I didn't just make a claim. You asked me a question and I said not necessarily. That's not a claim.
You said that the Christian God committed atrocities, correct?
Okay, that's what you want. Okay. I mean, you could have answered that.
So you believe that the Christian God committed atrocities, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're basing that off of the Bible? Correct? Yeah. Cool. So you believe in univocality of the Bible?
Again, I'm gonna say the same thing that I did last time you asked me that exact same question.
You're gonna say no? Or you're gonna say yes?
Not necessarily.
None. Well, if you're forming a theology about Christendom and you're basing it off of the Bible, you have to have some sort of theology based off of the Bible, right? If what you're saying is that all Christians believe that Christians
circular.
believe,
if you're forming a theology based off the Bible, you have to
form
a theology based off the Bible.
I'm pretty well. So how are you coming to the conclusion that you came to?
Reading the text.
Okay, cool. So you believe that Christians are married to the literal interpretation of the text? And also you believe in univocality? Or not?
Do you think I'm going to answer differently if you ask it over and over?
I think I'm pointing out holes in your reasoning, and I pray that you understand like how weird it is what you're saying. Like, okay, so you have to presuppose.
So far all I've said is that in the text God commits atrocities, and I don't necessarily
right. So is a Christian right. And like, so therefore a Christian has to be dedicated to the literal rendering of that text, correct?
When did I say that?
So you are denying it?
You're impossible to have a conversation
because you're talking about the Christian God.
you're having the conversation you want to have, not the conversation that I'm having with you. I think you need someone with a penis to talk to, so I'm going to invite up someone who I verified has one. Hey, babe.
Hey, how's it going?
I'll help. I'll help.
Are you
out
aware
here.
of the concept of
The
internal
fact
critique?
is,
So
the
sad.
fact is,
I'm gonna have to mute
the
you real quick.
fact
You're gonna
is,
talk over me, actually. So, are you aware of the concept of internal critique, where you look at like a piece of work, such as literature, and then you make, interpretations about it, using the literature to interpret itself? Like, say, for instance,
Yep.
you watch Star Wars and you think,
Obviously.
man, Darth Vader's a bad guy. You don't need to know, man, do you believe the comics are canon? What if the comics are canon? If the comics are canon, is Darth Vader still a bad guy? I don't care about any of that shit. I don't need the univocality there. I just need to know that the character in the book is a bad guy, an asshole. That's all we're talking about. It's that simple. If you don't believe in the Bible, that's fine. But like, we're just talking about what the character in the Bible's like. Metaphorically, literally, the whole thing. It's like, it's even in the metaphors he's bad. Okay, you can go on now. Go ahead.
Christianity is not identical to the Bible. There are
No,
many
it's not.
different parts of Christianity. There are Lutherans, there are Christians, there are Catholics.
There's 41,000 of you guys, and you all hate each other. I know.
What I was getting at was this fact that she believed that you need to take this verse like literally.
No, that's
which
not
is
true.
Absolutely fucking ridiculous.
That's not true at all. They never said that. You just kind of made that up and started throwing that in there. You're just talking shit out your butt.
Yeah,
Okay.
You're a fool.
Which version of Christianity do you disagree with?
So I'm saying that even if you look at the text metaphorically, the things it says about the character of God are bad.
It's not about metaphorical.
Even if you look at if you've taken this account of history, it's bad. If you talk about this book in any way,
Which part?
Any of it, really, all of it.
Name me one part.
Okay, the book of Judges is bad throughout. The book of Deuteronomy has horrible laws. Deuteronomy chapter 22 in particular is a bunch of horrible laws.
How does that equate to Christianity?
Okay, what is Christianity based off of? Who is Christ in Christianity? You're going to have to follow. You're very slow, so I'm going to have to lead you down this conclusion step by step with crowns.
Sir,
okay?
when you make,
I'm going to have to take you down it really slowly. So, what is Christianity based in?
Sir, when you make a claim, don't ask a question.
Sir.
Hey, when you come into our life, don't just play nice. Be a good guy, okay? You're supposed to be nice and respectful, aren't you?
I am. When I ask
you're
you a
not. You're
question,
condescending as fuck, you
I
fool.
literally want an answer to my question.
So here's the answer.
What is the answer to my question?
So Christianity is based off of Christ, a figure described in the Bible. This biblical source material is considered canon by most of these denominations.
No. So there you're wrong.
Hey,
you're
like,
wrong
hey, you're gonna like cry and then talk over me when I start answering? You fucking idiot. Damn. So what I was saying, hey, dude, calm down. Catch your breath. It's okay. Fucking finish the bottle of Jack later. All right, I'm going to finish. Christianity means little Christ. Christ is an idea that was related to... Okay, we're just... If he's going to keep doing that, just kick him.
I can push the button faster than he can. Bye, Keith.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so Christianity is based off of this figure of Christ. This figure of Christ is based in the Bible. This figure of Christ is significant because he's supposed to fulfill Old Testament prophecies. All of these things are detailed in the New Testament. Now, the fact that all of this is a mess and isn't true and isn't literal is your problem, not ours. This situation is, though, this book is describing the God that this Christ is supposed to come from, that was supposed to resurrect. All the source material is there. And so if you want to just ignore it, you're probably just not a Christian. And if you are, I'd wonder what your foundation is. And beyond all of that, we can look at the natural world around us with unnecessary suffering and just see that the God around us is an asshole.
Okay, but do you believe
That's all.
in biblical univocality?
See, I don't care.
So do you believe that Christians are married to the literal interpretation?
Oh, no, I don't believe that at all. I think there's 41,000 denominations.
So you do believe that they're married to the literal interpretation?
Oh, no, because you see, I didn't say anything like that, right?
So you do believe in univocality?
Oh, you know what? You got me this time, actually. When you said it this time, you had it. Yep.
That one, I asked it really persuasively.
So why is this live if it's not their problem? Are you stupid, Manuel? You should probably request up, actually.
That'd be fun.
We're explaining to you why the Bible is an issue for you holding your beliefs. If you're not tracking with that, you probably need to go to bed. Okay, I'm done. Bye, love.
Bye. I love you.
I love you.
He's hot when he's angry. Anyway. Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
Can I get your age and pronouns?
I'm an
assume you
atheist.
go
I'm
by
not a Christian,
Ralph.
but I'm
Oh,
just
all right.
quick. Okay, Ralph. I'm in my 50s, and pronoun of he, him.
All right. What's up, Ralph?
Yeah, I just have a question for you. So I've been asking in various places, and I've yet to receive a response. I'm just curious if you've heard any sort of response on 2 Samuel 12:11. What is the justification for that?
People will try to say
I
there's
I
so
know
many
I
different
know
ones.
there's not one, but I'm saying,
There's
have
not.
you heard a good one?
Yeah, so people try to go about it different
Like
ways. First,
even
they'll say that like everyone is like sinful and therefore deserving of punishment, so God can basically just do whatever he wants to us, which not great. Some people will go with like divine command theory and say, well, anything that God does must be good, therefore it is good, and they don't try to go further than that. They just say his ways are higher. It's good, we just can't understand why. Like killing a baby and having women raped is somehow a good thing, and I don't have to prove it. It's just because God says so. Yeah, that's an example that I do love to bring up
yeah.
because here's something that's like really terrible. When you talk about how God ordered the Amalekite infants to be slain, Christians will justify that because they'll say that, oh, the Amalekites were evil, the children were absolutely going to be evil, and God knew that, and that's why God had them slain. But you can't really do that with like
Right.
David's baby.
Right, and like, well, like 2 Samuel is not even David's babies, it's David's wives. And
Well,
God caused
it's a
it to
two-parter.
happen, right?
It's a two-parter. So first God kills the
Right,
baby
but
and then has the wives raped.
right. But it's like, even the Malachite, even though I don't agree with it, it's wrong and stuff, and the multiple times genocide and all that's committed is like totally wrong. It's like, well, yeah, okay, yeah, they are sins. They're against Judaism or whatever and stuff. That's, well, it's not. It doesn't pass the acceptance criteria for me. It's like, sure, it's a justification, but there is none that I can think of that's even remotely, something for 2 Samuel. So when I mention it to someone and stuff, I just hear crickets every single time.
I almost
It just
wish that
amazes
I
me.
did
It's
hear
just like,
crickets. People will try to justify it instead.
yeah.
They'll tie themselves up in knots trying to do so. I had one
Oh,
guy
yeah.
come in and say that like babies are, inherently sinful and deserve hell. I had one guy come in and be like, well, it was how do we know that the baby actually suffered? It's like, well, it was sick for a week and died. I've had people come in and say, well, Absalom was supposedly very handsome, so all of the wives probably wanted to have sex with him anyway. Just a whole bunch of really, really gross apologetics for that passage.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
It's
Well, he was cute, so it wasn't rape.
right. Or the same person was like, well, he was wealthy. Okay. Hello? So was Epstein?
Well, that's what justifies Trump doing what he does. But yeah,
Right.
another thing.
Because who wouldn't want to hop on that fucking pile of fungus?
Yeah.
Well,
Gross.
thank you for coming up. It looks like I do have someone else in the box. I'm not sure if it's a friendly or an op, but I am going
Yeah.
to go ahead and bring them up. But thank you for
You,
stopping by.
you have a good one.
You too. It's always nice to have a palate cleanser sometimes. Oh, sorry. Fuck. Sorry to just smack my mic. Oh, well, I was letting them up and they just vanished, so I guess we don't have a guest request. Thank you for the heart, me, Atticus. You know, if I had been born male, I would have been named Atticus.
Yes, greetings.
Hey, can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
I'm a he. I'm 40. I'm Trini.
You said your name's Trini?
Yeah. I just have a question. Yeah, Trinidad.
All
From the
right.
Caribbean. You believe in God?
Nope.
I just want to know if are you atheist? You don't believe in God?
Correct. I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God.
No?
Nope.
You don't believe in God there?
Still no. Are you
So
trying
what?
to do what that
So when
last
you
guy
say the
did,
Christian God,
and you
so
think if you
who
ask
is
me
the
enough
Christian God?
times, you think if you ask me enough times, I'm gonna like change my mind? Is that like the last guy
So
did with
no,
univocality?
no. Listen to me. I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you. There is no God, but the Christian God is an asshole. I think use the asshole, because if there is no God, how come a God could be an asshole?
Well, I also think that Darth Vader was an asshole.
Yeah.
I don't think
You
Darth
went to
Vader
school?
is real. Do you think Darth Vader is real?
Well, right. So that's just. I'm saying you. Just,
I'm not sure what you're saying, and I'm kind of glad I'm not. You're cutting out so bad. Yeah, I'm gonna have to let you go because you're completely cutting out. Got that Holy Spirit Wi-Fi, yeah. Hey, can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
31, Jordan, he, him.
All right. Are you the Jordan from the comment section?
Yes.
Here to give me some of that attention I want?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine. You know, I don't think. Do you think I was wrong? I mean, like, you know, if you stop talking about Jesus, probably everybody would leave, right?
Well, actually, I had a bigger platform before when I did political debates rather than religious, but sure, you can say that if you want.
Oh, so politics, I guess. Talking about Trump or. Trump gets a lot of views too, usually.
Not specifically about Trump, also about like LGBT topics and, you know, defending queer people and a whole range of things. Talking about evolution, talking about biology, just science in general, because that's what I'm trained in. But yeah, if I stop talking about Jesus, no one will like me anymore.
Well, that's generally, I mean, it's the most interesting thing you can think of to talk about, right?
No. Let's talk about your sex life. How's it going? You get any poon lately?
Great. Huh?
You get any poon lately?
No.
Some of that fresh hoo-ha. You get any, Jordan?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, that makes sense. So is that why you're here?
No, I just, I was hoping some Christian would like dunk on you, but generally it sounds like you talk to a lot of idiots, so that must be kind of boring.
and they're all Christian. I wonder why that is.
Well, I think most people are stupid, so you're kind of like, you're doing it to yourself. I mean, like, you just want to talk to idiots all day. I don't really see why, but okay. I mean, there's a reason I don't host
Want
lives.
to keep talking to idiots?
Pardon?
You think I should like stop talking to idiots?
Well, you can do whatever you want.
Okay, I will. I'll stop talking to idiots starting right now. Hey, Apostate Abe. Hey, can I get your name, age, pronouns?
Logan, 26, he, him. I'm just, you're against all religion, correct?
Yeah, but since I was Christian for so long, I talk most about Christianity because I'm very familiar with the Bible.
Okay, cool.
Good talk, I guess. Holy shit. Hey, Secular, can you stop saying racist things in the chat, please? I don't love that. Hello, hello. Can I get your name, age, and pronouns? I know you have pronouns in your name, but just for everyone here as well.
Yes, my name is Sassafras. My age, I'm almost 40 next month. Ugh. And my pronouns are they, them. I, just for a little background, I'm an atheist, but I have a degree in religious studies. I went to uni for it, and yeah, in hindsight, it was definitely an undiagnosed autistic person trying to figure out a weird thing about people. But you know, learned a lot of interesting stuff. The university I went to was originally a Methodist seminary. It's not anymore, but still Methodist sponsored. But why I wanted to come up, just a few guests ago, the guy was trying to box you into univocality.
Yeah.
And it made me think, something I see in all of these lives, and I watch you and Justin and Bible Guy and so many of them, and
great company to be
this
in.
is
Holy
definitely
shit, thank you.
yeah, like I love the voice you've added to this. But one thing I keep seeing is that this is really only a space for evangelical Christians to call into, because the arguing points, and that's not just your space, I think that's all of these atheist lives, there is an assumption baked into these types of arguments, and I think it's a fair assumption, of literalism. I think I guess was wrong on the univocality aspect of it, but literalism is absolutely an assumption. And that's only in evangelical Christianity. Mainline Christianity and Catholicism don't have literalism. They accept historical criticism to varying degrees, obviously. They're not going off with Jaron thinking that, Paul might not be real, but they do think that the 7-day creation isn't literal. They do think that the Noah story may be mythology to make a spiritual point. They get to varying degrees of which ones of the patriarchs aren't real. But definitely land on Jesus is real, the resurrection is real, he had these miracle powers, he is the Son of God. But then they struggle inside the rest of the space. And I was kind of interested, like, where does this approach, or have you had experience talking with more mainline folks that don't accept that literalism, but still are trying to argue for this all good God that isn't clearly there in the text?
Yeah, so I've had a fair amount of like Catholics. I've had some like Eastern Orthodox come up. I've had I forget, I've had some interesting denominations to talk to, and it kind of just, you have to come at it from a different angle, because, and my partner said in the chat, when it comes to like the literalism thing, even if you consider it to be a metaphor, God is still kind of the asshole in the situation. So even if you say, oh well, it's not actually supposed to be real, it's like, yeah, but even if it's not supposed to be real, he's still a dick, right? Because even if you don't think that those things actually happened, if they are attributed to God, why is God the one who's like making laws saying that you can have slaves? Why is God the one making laws where you can take a woman captive at war and make her your wife? Just a whole host of things where it's like, okay, yeah, if you want to say that men wrote this to justify them doing horrible things, sure. But if you then are going to say like, well, that's the God we worship, it's a little strange.
Yeah.
Because I would say the significance of the New Testament does kind of hinge on the Old Testament, that Jesus is supposedly like the result of those prophecies, is the fulfillment of those prophecies. So if you're trying to say like that some of it's not literal, sure, but to say like all of it's metaphorical, well then what's the significance of Jesus?
I agree. I think that, listening through the whole statement, I think that the fundamentalists have the right idea, in completely the wrong way. They realize that if you throw out the story of Adam and Eve as being non-literal, then the original sin thing immediately gets nixed.
Yeah.
And And I mean, instead of looking more deeply at the Bible and realizing original sin isn't there, that's a creation in the 400s, they instead have to lock down and say, well, I guess the only option is that it's literal and the world's
It's
only
gotta be
6,000 years
literal.
old.
Real quick, sorry.
Right.
Someone says that my topic is blasphemous and that I should change it, so I'm just gonna, real quick, make sure that we're not offending anybody.
Yeah, looks better.
Thank you. Continue.
Yeah, I think this is to me this is an interesting area because being autistic, black and white rules, they make a lot of sense, and fundamentalism goes into black and white rules or attempts to, but then because it's not a univocal text, it falls apart. But with mainliners, there are no black and whites at all, and everything is this weird gray. They don't, like, I mean, what you were saying, like, you have to look at these texts and say, all right, well, these are assholes that are writing in their time period about a god in the way that they know how to write about a god in that time period and for that culture, and that's why that god is an asshole. But the real god isn't. Where do you get the idea of a real god then? Like, if everything in the text is not there, then where's the idea of a real God, and how do you figure out how to define that? And instead, they just kind of sit on dogma, and it's odd to me because they're one thought away from being atheists. At least the fundamentalists are trying to be consistent. I know, right?
They just gotta go from 0 to 1.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess that's all I really had to say. Because I don't see a lot of the mainline part showing up here. And I mean, yeah, it's kind of in their name. They're evangelicals. They're the ones that want to get out there and yell at people. It's not really, like, I was raised Catholic. It was never really that thought to go out and evangelize as Catholics. And I don't really see it from the mainliners either.
And that is one just constraint of this format, is you are going to tend to get the people who are more zealous about their religion, who are more radicalized about their religion, which in some cases can present a more extreme picture. But that's not to say that those people, like, the more extreme people don't exist. I think in some cases it's good to see where that slippery slope can lead. Because you sometimes have people who come up here and they seem like just like normal moral people, and then you get them to side with a rapist, you get them to side with genocide, you get them to side with all these horrible things just because, well, if God did it, it must be good. And it's scary.
All of a sudden you've got ground baby in a cup, and
hey, drink it down. Yum. As an atheist, that's my morning routine, of course, as we all know, because we all do it.
Of course.
That's why we all have, like, Planned Parenthoods in our neighborhoods.
Yeah, exactly. You got to get it fresh.
Yum yum. Add some turbinado.
Well, I mean, that's really all I had to say. But I'm loving your content. You've got a great voice to this, and yeah, I appreciate seeing someone that's not a cis het white male within the space. So.
Oh, Joel Raid. Hey, Anna Grace. Well, thank you for coming up. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Bye.
Absolutely, you have a good one. They were lovely. Is that a Joel himself? And on this... Joel, I will take that permission away from you if you keep abusing it. Thank you for the confetti. Oh, is Gary actually in here? I didn't even see if he was in here. He was? I don't know. He's probably not here now anymore, but I thought he wasn't coming back. Oh no. Free Gary. Yeah. Is the title big enough? Should I... Because I can... Oh, that's me. Never mind. I don't want to make myself larger. There we go. I feel like just putting the word asshole over my face is not the best choice, maybe? Because people could very much just screenshot this and crop it out to where it just says a-hole across my face. Oh, sorry, the R in robot goat is cut off. Ugh, I'm obot goat now. And I just gave you guys instructions on how to do that. Damn. Dawkins, if you do come up here, I am gonna ask you your pronouns, just a warning. I know that's scary. Like, parts of speech! What's next? Adverbs! But, like, we can skip the Schoolhouse Rock of it if you're just willing to be, like, intellectually honest. But knowing you, Gary, probably not. Thank you for the likes, guys. Conjunctions! Well, what's your function? Hooking up words and phrases and clauses. We bumped Schoolhouse Rock in my house growing up, okay? And I guess it turned me gay, because pronouns. While we're here, if you wouldn't mind tapping that screen, if you have not followed yet, why not? It's like one button. Are you kidding me? Literally, it's one button. Why have you not pushed it yet? Thank you, Wilson. And if we're on the For You page for you and you haven't clicked in, I can see you. I can see your search history. Why is men whimpering in there so many times? Click in, pussy. Anyway, to anyone who this is their first time watching my stream, I'm sorry. Some men have a hard time finding the button. Not mine. You made no degree listen to your diss track? Aw, damn it. My phone might have just died. It in fact did. We're gonna have to go the secondary function here. Oh, I might have an insane workaround. Hey guys! Oh god. This is what we've got now. Incredible. This is our workaround. Hey!
Hello.
Can I get your name, age, and pronouns, please?
Lucy, 19, she, her.
Alright, Lucy, what's your religion or lack thereof?
I'm a Hellenic polytheist.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, well, may I ask why you requested ebb? Not that it's not lovely to talk to you.
Oh, I love these kind of lives. They're so fun.
Well, alrighty. Did you have something in particular you wanted to say?
It'll come to me. It'll definitely come to me.
Okay,
I'm flowing with words
I
tonight.
don't usually keep a panel. I usually just have ops up.
Oh, I need to disagree with you.
That's I usually only bring
Hold
up
on. I was raised in a Catholic household. I can do this.
Lucy.
Okay, I'm kidding. I'll hop back in the comments, but first, can I just ask, are you what religion are you?
I'm agnostic atheist.
Oh, fun. I was agnostic atheist for not most of my life now, actually. For a good chunk.
Nice. Well, it's very nice to meet you, and perhaps we'll meet again some other time, but unfortunately, this is not going to be the stream for that.
Unfortunately. All right, bye. I'll stay in the stream. This looks fun to watch.
So much. Hopefully so. Despite all the tech weirdness, it looks like even though my phone is literally on a charger, it died. That is what happens when you use an iPhone 8. So, hey, you came back from being muted Just to be racist again, secular cheese? Okay. Yeah, I can't even... I can make it slightly bigger. There's the topic for tonight, everybody. Oh, God. Oh, see? I must actually believe in God. Because in a moment of fear, I called upon his name. Yeah, this is what happens when I have to use the TikTok live studio. Hey, welcome in. Can I get your name, age, and pronouns? Were you an accidental request? Sounds like it. I'm getting a good many of those today. Who was it I was listening to that's going crazy about that? Oh, it was Christ Before Jesus. Yeah. Because they had Jesus in that stream today. I don't know if you guys heard. But Jesus was in Christ Before Jesus' stream today. Why does this camera look so much better than I usually look on camera? What the hell? My hair looks great! Shiny and healthy. Holy shit, I'm looking at myself now. It was Jesus from Harlem. And apparently Harlem is modern Nazareth. Who would have thunk? This is not me telling y'all to all go over to Christ Before Jesus and join while just having background noise going, because that'd be really mean of me. CBJ and I are not good enough friends for that, but it was very entertaining to listen to. Cause y'all forget, I was watching all this content before I started making this sort of content, so I'm in a bunch of lives all the time. You'll probably see me in random people's lives if I have a free moment. The background, without the background graphic and the light now hitting me? Maybe so, because I've got some contrast. I just wish it looked better behind me. Lucy. Now, Lucy, you're requesting again. We already had a conversation about this, Lucy. I'm gonna trust you. What's up?
Alright. I have an issue with the prompt.
Okay, what is it?
So, we're saying the Christian God is a major asshole.
Yeah, because we don't talk about minors' assholes on here.
Jesus Christ! Okay.
I like them. Keep them around. I need people to laugh at jokes like that.
I'm still laughing.
Thank you.
Oh, so I would argue they're all kind of assholes. So he's not really a major asshole. If you look at, like, you know, some of the myths, like, you could definitely make that argument that, like, he's not the most asshole-ish god there is. He's definitely an asshole. There's worse.
It's pretty bad because...
Wait, did God cheat on his wife?
Did God rape anyone?
Mary.
No.
Oh,
Wait a
fuck.
minute. Wait a minute.
Alright, you're right. I gotta go.
What?
Fuck. Even my dog ruled into that one. She was like, yeah, you got cooked. To me.
I don't believe you. I think that's your friend barking.
No, it's not my girlfriend. It's you barking.
What? I'm not barking.
Oh.
What? I'm confused. She just barked. Oh.
Kiko's too high for this. Oh, she barked.
Oh.
Alright. Y'all have fun. What the fuck?
The divine power.
Hey, can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
Are you talking about me?
Oh, yeah. It's who else?
Okay, sure.
Casper?
Oh. Me?
I don't
Okay,
think we
sure.
have any friendly ghosts in here.
Oh yeah, we do. No. He, him.
All right. Whoa. Try not to breathe into your mic. What should I call you, and about how old are you?
I don't know. Smart kid, I guess.
About how old are you?
18.
What year were you born?
2007.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Sorry, I got a warning about that particular person. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, damn, it's already later than I thought it would be. This is like the most you guys have seen of my space at once, isn't it? This is the closet. Welcome in. I cannot fully stretch my arms out, but most of it's sound treated. Ignore my door. I know there's not sound treatment on my door, and it's just a big, like, ugh, I don't like it. Just having to spend money on things like food, water, and shelter before I get to, sound treating the door of my recording closet. So just taking it one thing at a time, you know. I'm gonna read some chat real quick, so if you got something you want to say to me, say it real quick. Probably you will get a snarky comeback, but I will try to be gentle. How could I not treat my door to some sound? Okay. Ah! There's a good chance Josh was on the other side of that door. I don't know where he is now. So consider that door treated. Political heathen loves me. Oh, I can't even say anything mean to that, you bitch. Oh. Thank you for the spooky magic hands. David, thank you. That does also go to me, because I'm both. I know it's confusing. Whereas PJ, probably clawing at the door, desperate to get in. She does that. How do you count witch laughs? A calculator. What's my favorite animal? Nigerian dwarf goat. Second place probably gonna be small clawed river otter, maybe? Or a red panda. I love me some red pandas. Anything crepuscular. I don't know why that was my fucking answer. Your favorite animal is rabbits that chew cud, so you don't have any favorite animals, huh? But they're imposter pandas? No, that's not fair! Okay, just because... Okay, so... For those not familiar, red pandas actually are more closely related to raccoons than giant pandas, but they're called panda because panda just means bamboo eater. And those bitches do be eating bamboo. A lot of it. So they're just as valid as giant pandas. They just aren't super closely related to giant pandas. Ooh, extinct animals definitely count. You favor the pistol shrimp. I like a mantis shrimp. I like anything that can punch that fast. Mantis shrimps. Honestly, I am scared a little bit of a mantis shrimp, but I don't think I'll ever encounter one. Shrimp aren't animals? I'm sorry? They definitely are. Shrimp are animals. They are. Shrimps is bugs. Bugs is animals. Yeah, Nate, I think we all kind of want to know now. What? Ooh, my phone turned back on. They're more closely related to fungi? Not more so than animals, 'cause they are animals. they are complex multicellular eukaryotic life with cell differentiation. They're definitely animals. Nate, if you want to come up and talk about that, we can talk about the taxonomy of shrimp, because that's clearly what everyone's here for. The real shrimp were the mushrooms we found along the way. I think Nate might have eaten too many of those mushrooms, and that's why he's saying that shrimp are not animals. I've had this person up here before. Hey, can I get your name, age, and pronouns?
Yeah, I'm Brandon. I'm 24. I'm here to glaze a little bit. I just have a question generally.
Okay.
What do you say to people who say that evil is permissible because it's the Calvinism view that it's to ultimately achieve a greater good for God? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I would say that people who default to that just want to try to escape personal moral responsibility. I think that if people are able to like create their own personal moral standards, they'd be able to see that like those actions are evil, not necessarily for some greater good, but simply just evil actions. Because there's many, specifically in the Bible, that we can look at and say that was not for a greater good. We can very much say that that's not for a greater good. But I guess use that as a justification. They'll try to use some sort of like biblical determinism. It just doesn't hold up. It doesn't hold up unless you try to go for like divine command theory.
Yeah, but I guess presupposing divine command theory, where do you kind of go from there?
I would try to dismantle the presupposition of divine command theory.
Okay. Can I don't know if you're interested at all. How would you do that? I'm just curious. I don't know if you have anyone else up, that's fine. I'm just curious.
Well, you can do it with like absurd hypotheticals. You know, I'm sure you've heard like the baby paste one before.
Oh, like would it be good if God commanded like X, Y, and Z that's like intuitively like very clearly immoral?
Yeah, because generally then because you can think of literally anything, because they're trying to say that literally anything is justifiable because if God does it, it must be good. So you can think of the most abhorrent action that you can possibly imagine, and you can put them in this position of God's telling you to do this. Does that make it good? Would you do that action? Because if you truly believe that everything God does must be good, then that action, even though you personally find it morally reprehensible, must be good, right? So would you do it? And you can kind of get them to either agree to doing super horrible things, which it shows the lack of personal like moral standards, because if they're willing to say like, well, God says it, so it must be good, that's just because they don't want to think really hard about what they actually think is like harmful or not.
Yeah, I guess
I've
I've been running
in with it. If they go all in with it, then they've got a mouthful of baby paste, and it's pretty obvious that like they're willing to do reprehensible things simply because they believe that their God tells them it's the right thing to do. You can kind of get them talking about like the nature of God, because they love to do that. You point out that if morality does come from God, it is by definition subjective. Then they'll try to say, no, it's objective because it's actually the essence of God. And it's like, okay, well, is God like constrained to his essence? Could he change his essence? Is this something that like has power over him, or like does he have power over it? Because if they say that he can change his essence, well, then anything's up for grabs, right? If they say he can't, then they've taken away like omnipotent from their God. They've reduced his power by saying, well, no, he can't change his essence. So it would get down to either like being complete moral relativity, or it would be that their God is not actually all powerful.
That's some good food for thought. All right, I appreciate it. I've been running into people who will bite the bullet to say essentially, yeah, the most abhorrent thing you can think of, it's in God's will. So if he's perfect, then he wills it. And I think that's a good grounds to attack them on. So I appreciate it.
Yep. All right. You have a good one.
All right.
Shrimp is fungus guy is still at it. Rats are plants. Hell yeah. Yeah, the yawn was not super complimentary, I feel. It's okay though. I appreciate the glazing. I was gonna say better glaze than a cream filling. Hey babe, I know you're gonna say divorce. I'm just gonna preemptively say divorce denied. Okay? We clear on that? We good on that? Divorce denied. Cool. Because I see you're still in here. Rats are soup. Ooh, rat soup. You feel your jaw muscles loosening? I clench too much. It's a problem. It hurts. I can't, so I have to like side to side my jaw to get it to open all the way. I also don't have a lot of teeth. I'm missing 9 of them. I mean, like you can't see it because they took them all out, but I was very overcrowded, so I don't have canines. Isn't it weird that both parties need to agree for divorce? What's up with that? Did Steven Crowder take over your account? I was thinking about that guy just the other day. And thinking like, wow, I hope he's not doing well. Is cereal a soup? I don't see why it wouldn't be. It's hot. It's a broth, right? And therefore cereal is a rat. Thank you for the compliment on my hair. It's still slightly damp, but I did diffuse it and use some like fancy conditioner today. We're working on it. No one's gonna comment on the fact that I said I eat cereal hot, because that's not true. I was just doing it to be funny. But now no one's saying anything, and I feel like you're all just like quietly in disgust, imagining that I actually eat my cereal hot. I don't. Oatmeal's different. Oatmeal is different from... Okay, I don't know if any of you guys are fans of BuzzFeed Unsolved and Watcher, but Shane from BuzzFeed Unsolved claimed that oatmeal was his favorite cereal, and I just disagree with it being a cereal whatsoever. Lucy has cereal with OJ. Thank you for revealing your psychopathy to us. I feel like we're just gonna have a debate about cereal, but you know what? Fuck it. No ops are in the box. Give me your cereal take.
So I'm in firm opposition to this cereal is soup madness. Cereal is a food item involving cereal grains and some sort of liquid. Cereal grains include like oats, wheat. I think barley is also technically a cereal grain, although I don't think anybody makes barley cereal. There is barley in soup, but I don't know if the soup is barley based per se. Maybe barley. No, I think barley's a cereal grain.
I mean, if you have noodles, you can have some of those ingredients in noodles.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know what? Fuck it. It's the end of stream. We're gonna have a panel about cereal to finish this shit off.
But there are hot cereals, like cream of wheat and malt oatmeal are hot cereals. They're pretty yummy.
All right, I'm gonna take some.
Okay, corn is a cereal grain too. We have cornflakes. So.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, we just opened the door to soup, didn't we? It's obviously a cream soup.
First,
corn-based soup.
We
All right.
must define what a soup is.
All right.
A soup. A soup is a meal that consists of plant fiber, broth, and anything else you want to put in it. But plant fiber and broth are the most important parts.
Does it have to be plant fiber? Because lobster bisque.
Well, I use broth as an ingredient in a lot of other things. Like, I use broth when making chicken pot pie, and that also has plant fiber in it. So it's
chicken pot pie is a soup. Oh,
guys are forgetting Maslow's pyramid of soup. Okay, there are 3 base characteristics that any suspension, solid, or sauce can fall into. Any food can be derived into 3 categories, okay? So we have a sauce, a soup, and a solid. That's it. There's no other kinds of food.
Jello?
I feel like
sandwiches.
sandwich can be talked.
What the
man.
fuck?
Talked
They're
about.
all
Well, the pot
solids.
pie now. Soup's not or pot pie's not a solid.
Yeah, it is.
So
Are they
It is if you
are they
cook
a
wrong.
soup contained in a pie pastry? It's like just a pastry encased soup.
no, look, if we define it like that, then soup in a bread bowl becomes a pot pie, and I'm not happy.
If you
Soup in
bake
a bread
pot
bowl
pie,
is just soup.
if you bake a
The
pot
bread
pie,
bowl becomes the bowl. It is just soup.
No, you gotta have pie crust for it to be a pot pie, or at least some sort of pastry.
if you have pie crust in a pot pie and then you break it up when you scoop into the pot pie, it becomes a part of the soup.
The process
Oh
of eating
God! But
doesn't
now we
matter.
got to figure
It's
out
the
how to
initial-
define pie crust without it
There's
being
no
bread.
way you're storing a liquid inside, unless it's a bread bowl, and that's just a bowl of soup.
We were just
a
told
bowl
by an
of soup.
anti-theist that we need God.
Yep. But is a pot pie just a bowl of soup?
Oh no, we've reconverted into theist. But does that mean
God
I
help
get a
us.
tally? Can I get a tally if I convince you back? I'm gonna assume I can. Yeah. So pot pie is not a. You can have pot pie soup, but a traditional pot pie itself is not soup.
What's going on?
What are the ingredients of a pot pie?
It differs, but for mine, it's the consistency that makes it different, right? Because I don't want a soup that's like a pie filling consistency. Because in mine, I
What about like a
use-
chowder though?
I don't like chowders.
There's
I've
no
never
such
had
thing
a
as
chowder.
stew under my paradigm. And so, how dare you even mention
It's
stew's
bread
name around
crusted,
here?
yummy slop. Yummy,
Because
yummy.
cereal is a soup.
Then it's a solid.
Can
Well-
be a solid.
Well, okay, there's solid soups and sauces.
But the soup,
Those are the only
but
three foods.
soup,
There's solid soups.
soups are more
Speak when
liquidy
spoken
though.
to.
Soup you can like scoop
My
up.
dog. I'm talking to my dog, not my girlfriend.
Scoops. Nah, bro, she'd be dead if she could die.
No, literally, my girlfriend's Latina. I'd get my ass kicked.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, but soup is not a soup because a soup you like scoop and like you can scoop a pot pie, but the difference is the consistency. A pot pie is a lot more thick, a lot more
Right.
dense.
Thank you.
Gumbo is a soup.
Chowders are thick.
No. A what?
Gumbo is
Gumbo
more
is a-
solid than
It's a
Gumbo is a
It's not
minestrone.
slow cooked.
What is a minestrone?
Whoa. A stew has to be slow cooked.
Does it?
Oh, we're see, we can have fun here.
I disagree with that.
What is the difference
So-
between a stew and a soup?
A
Okay,
stew
I
is
have the
very
answer to
thick,
this.
Very thick.
I have the
My dad is an. Oh, sorry.
So
Go ahead.
consistency is the difference here.
Well, yeah, so here's the thing. In English, we have really the two words soup and stew. Within Italian, you have
Stew requires a
zuppa.
low and slow cooking method.
What?
Damn.
Okay, that's an AI overview. Give me a source.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so within the Italian you have zuppa, minestra, and minestrone, and it's really defined by how much of it is broth and how much of it is your other ingredients. So a zuppa is more in line with chicken noodle soup, where it's mostly broth but a little bit of noodles, a little bit of chicken. With your American beef stew, it is big chunks of meat, the cellar vegetables, and then whatever's in season vegetables with the regional broth, which is the definition of a minestrone, and that's why a gumbo is a minestrone. It's a soup with substance. Within traditional Italian minestrones, the broth is
I
either a
think an
vegetable
Italian
or
would kill
chicken.
you for calling him an
So,
assault.
and so by the
What was that?
definition of a zuppa,
Yeah, but a
wouldn't that
stew
make
cannot be a
milk,
hot pot.
sugar, and whatever cereal you want to add to this concoction a soup?
Baked in a
Yeah, I'm really agreeing that cereal is a traditional Italian zuppa.
pot pie. That's so pretty.
What?
I'm glad we got to the bottom of this one, gang.
Yeah.
What did I miss? It was
Okay.
Cereal has been declared a soup.
Is
it's always
rat
been
a
a
soup?
soup.
That's the big question. Is
Always
rat
been
a soup?
Rat is a solid.
Rat is not a soup.
A soup.
I disagree.
You activated like a sleeper agent.
We have
look,
official
I think
proof
if
that
we're
rat is a
saying
soup.
rat. I think if we're saying rat is a soup, it's based on the same logic that you have soupy substance surrounded by a solid thing, and we're back to the pot pie again.
No, rat stands for rigatoni, aioli, and thyme.
A rat is a bread bowl.
Where's the bread in a rat?
Wait, no,
A
you're right.
meat bowl?
It's the skin.
A meat bowl.
I wouldn't define a bread bowl as just a bowl
What?
of soup.
Look, it's
Skin is
The
not
blood, all
What?
the guts. That's the.
I feel like skin can't be a bread because bread has to be baked. You know?
Oh, I mean, I'm baked,
Not always
and
true.
I'm not a bread.
You can bake pork rinds. That's baked skin.
Ooh,
Ooh.
That's probably fried. That's probably
What
fried.
if I
I
baked
take it
the
back. I
rat?
take it back.
Pork
Is it a
rinds are
calzone?
most definitely fried.
Definitely
'Cause it's
fried.
not
You can
open.
also fry bread because you have like funnel cakes and.
Have you guys even
Is
considered
funnel
calzones?
cake a bread? I've never thought about that before.
Oh, funnel cake is just pancake batter put into frying oil.
But is it bread?
Yeah, pancakes are bread. They are.
Somebody just said
pancake.
drywall
This
is
is
bread.
changing my worldview right
The
Pancakes?
drywall is gypsum. I don't think you can eat
No,
gypsum.
pancakes are cake.
Which is a bread.
Cake would
Is
also be
cake a loaf?
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm.
You're right. Cake is bread.
Cake is a
Cake
loaf
is
of
bread.
bread.
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
ask the French.
So should I make my next
I
sub
don't want to
sandwich
talk
with
to a
cake?
French person.
Ask Marie Antoinette.
Depends on the cake.
Red
I'm
velvet.
sure
That
there
didn't
would
mean
be
cake
some
is a
type of
misquote.
cake.
It was actually a bougie
as-
bread.
Yeah, I think the right kind of cake for a sub sandwich would be spectacular. But I mean, what kind of
I
cake?
don't. I feel like cake is a little bit too crumbly? It's not very
Sugary.
It's not very
no.
I'd use rat skin.
It's
Sponge
not very
cakes.
sturdy of a bread. if it is.
Sponge cakes.
What's that?
So a sponge cake, like or like an angel food cake, you have a lot more of the gluten combinations going on. It creates actually a really rather solid structure. It's not crumbly, which I mean often bread is.
Cornbread's crumbly.
Oh yeah,
yeah, but you're not making sub sandwiches with cornbread.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
why not though?
It is.
That sounds yummy.
I guess it's just not something people thought of.
You would have to deep fry it like a corn dog. You combine
Deep
your
fry a
meats.
sub sandwich with
your
cornbread.
Yeah, actually, yes. So like you take your meat and your cheese. You would take your meat and your cheese. You would put it in the freezer to make it solid. You dip the thing into your corn batter just like you would a hot dog, and dip it into your fryer.
I feel like that's a melt and not a sub sandwich.
Well, I think sub sandwich just depends on the length of it.
Sandwiches are very
Nachos are a
particular.
soup.
You got nachos are a
I thought a sub sandwich was
solid
anything
mix with
nice.
a wet. It's a solid mix with a wet. Soup by the pyramid. The paradigm.
You can't just say solid mixed with wet because then any solid with a sauce on it becomes soup.
But think about it.
Right?
It's
it's
bread
a matter
bowl.
of the balance
Spaghetti
between
a
the
bread
liquid
bowl,
and
and
the
therefore, because a bread bowl is just a bowl of soup, it's soup.
The bread itself is not
The
soup.
bread is the bowl. It's not a part of this. I get
Maybe pasta occupies a middle ground between soup and solid.
Oh fuck! So what's a calzone?
a sandwich.
The best goddamn
A fancy hot pocket.
Have y'all ever had a pasta alfredo calzone?
A calzone is just a sandwich.
When I was a
sounds
kid, I
fire.
got that shit custom ordered from wherever the fuck we went. Pasta alfredo calzone.
I'm craving
beautiful.
a public sub right now.
It was beautiful.
All right, I'm gonna give us one more minute to talk about soups and cereal, and then
Okay,
we're
let
all
me
gonna
cut
be
in
out
here.
of here.
Fruity
Can we do
Pebbles
water
is
is
the
wet
best cereal.
for this last minute?
Cereal
Or
is
water is
not
not
Water
wet,
is
really?
not wet.
Water is not wet. Water is not wet.
Water's not wet.
Water is
Water
absolutely not wet.
You
Okay,
cannot
thank
make
you.
yourself yourself.
I'll cry. I'll cry
Water is
right
not
now.
wet.
I'll
I
cry
appreciate
until you
it.
agree with me.
I make me sometimes.
Water is
I
a
will.
wet maker, to
I'll
use
cry.
philosophy talk.
Until you agree with me, I will cry.
You cannot
Water is
give the
wet.
property of yourself to
Only
yourself.
reason
The
that we can
property
tell what
already
when
exists.
something is wet is
Wetness
because of
is a
temperature
property.
changes. So
Water is not. Water is not wet.
That's the temperature change thing doesn't actually contribute to the definition of wet though. Like that's just how we sense it.
Literally.
Liquids
Wet is a
make
thing that
things
exists
wet.
with
They
or
are
without
not
its
wet
observation.
themselves.
Salvi, I'm stupid sometimes.
No, you're not stupid. You made a strong argument.
I stupid sometimes.
And they made a stronger one.
All right. Time's up, everybody.
See you, robot.
It's
But
good
the
to see you
shoe.
all.
What about that?
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up here. Oh, I can't hide this. Great. Well, everyone go bug Mezzo. Go talk to him about soups instead, all right? No more soup talk here. Go bug Mezzo about it. Love you guys. All right, bye.